Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Reaching Riches here. So today we're going to be going over RoundHill's trifecta, QDTE, XDTE, and RDTE. We're going to be seeing how they did for the last 2 weeks. So that would be for the 7th, or sorry, the 3rd through the 7th, and then the 10th through the 14th. So you guys are getting a double estimate today. And I'm doing that because I want to be on pace with yield maxes indexes, since I'm tracking those now. So I can do a comparison video with those. So when yield max has their trade week, I'm also covering RoundHill's trade week. Alright, so this estimate is going to be for the 19th and the 26th. Alright, so let's get into the slides here. I was trying to make this quick. So this is QDTE. Here's their trade week of the 3rd through the 7th. It was all wins, so that's great. And then the 10th through the 14th, they had 4 wins and 1 loss. You can see that then on Friday it had I think it rallied at the last hour. So here, March 7th or March 3 to 7th, 0 losses. Total premium collected is 5.6 million. So that's awesome. Average out of the money here. Sorry, you can't really see it. I can't really hide that. Anyway, average out of the money is 1.4% out of the money, so actually pretty far out. And then here for March 10th or the 14th. You can see we took 1 loss, only 527,000. That's not that much compared to the premium we collected, which was 4.6 million. Average out of the money. This one was actually pretty far out of the money also. This was 1.69% out of the money, so they played it safe pretty much all week. And we caught, it blew through our strike, so it didn't. We didn't catch a whole lot on the Friday. So we're going to be getting paid 29 cents on the 19th, which is next week, and then 24 cents on the 26th, which is the last week of March. And this data right here is as of today. So in my last video, which was the trade week of the February 28th, these are the contracts. These were the contracts, and then these are the current contracts. So they have started selling off some of their old contracts here for the 1696 strike. So they are starting to sell those out, but also shares have been dropping, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So XDTE here. We'll go over this one and RDTE, and then we'll get into the analysis here in a bit. Alright, so XDTE here, we took 1 loss. That was on Wednesday for the trade week of the 3rd to the 7th. And that only resulted in a $561,000 loss. So not that much in my opinion. And then the trade week of the 10th through the 14th, we took another loss Friday. I think all of them lost on Friday, so that was a pretty big rally. And that one was 1.1% out the money. So, and we still got blown out, so they went pretty far out. So not gonna hate on that one. All right, and this loss was 966,000. So that one kind of hurt more because the premium was a lot less. So average out of the money on the trade week of 3 to 7 is 0.95, and then average out of the money for the 10th through the 14th is 1.35%. All right, and we're gonna get paid 32 cents next week on the 19th, and 21 cents on the 26th. All right, and over here you can see they have started selling off some of their old 420.69 strike contracts here. They went from 63 on February 28th to 24 as of today. So these contracts are coming due next week on the 21st. Yeah, I believe it's on the 21st. So they they have to sell these out. They also have been selling some of the 607, some of their newer ones. These ones are hurting. So I would assume that if they had any gains on this, they're gonna net it against some of the losses here. I don't expect them to pay out anything from any of these sales, like from QDTE or XDTE. I don't imagine them paying out anything because it is mark to market, which means they have to pay out any gains in their synthetics by the end of the year. And we saw that in December, like the last week of December, we got those, or last 2 weeks of December, we got those huge 80-cent dividends and 60-cent dividends from QDTE and XDTE. I think that was that mark to market, them having to sell out any gains or pay out any gains from the synthetics. So starting January 1st, we should have zero gains in our synthetics because they were paid out. So I don't expect them to pay anything out since the market has been dropping. I don't think we made any gains on this, so there's nothing to pay out. And then lastly, RDTE here. So RDTE 3 to 7. We won every strike, so that's good. Collecting 1.3 million in premium. And this was an average out of the money of 1.11% out the money. So that's pretty on par with how they have been playing their strikes. Pretty conservative in my opinion. But they do have a great win rate, so that's good. But the RUT has been dropping, so not too hard to be winning when the underlying's dropping. Alright, so 10 to the 14th, we lost Friday, just like every other index. This was 1.157% out the money. So that was pretty far out the money, and we still got blown out. That means we caught a lot of upside. We didn't get it all, which kind of sucks, but we caught a decent amount of it. And that was a almost $300,000 loss, which hurts because we only collected $782,000. So yeah, not a lot. That's gonna hurt. This was an average of 1.69% out the money, and we are expecting a 19-cent dividend. So not too much, but we did play them pretty far out the money. We see 1.3%, 1.85%, 2%. So these were pretty far out the money, and they're just not collecting a whole lot of premium here compared to like the other week here, where they collected like a ton. Like this, Monday the 3rd collected like 3 days worth of premium here. So yeah, so it's gonna be low since they played them pretty far out, but they needed a recovery day, so we got that on Friday. All right, so contracts, they have been selling these ones too. So on the 28th they had 511 of the 210s, and now they only have 433. So they sold out a ton of it. Like I said, I think the same thing here. There is no premium to really pay out because the market's been dropping. There's no gains to pay out. All right, so let's move on here. So previous week, so this is my last video, the 28th. We were on our calls, our long calls. They were worth 32 million net if you net the losses, and now we're sitting at negative 15 million on QDTE. So this one's hurting. You can see the market value dropped also since they closed out a lot of those calls. And then I added outstanding shares. So outstanding shares has dropped a good amount. I believe it was like 20 million last week. Now it's around 19.7 million. So outstanding shares have dropped on all three funds. I think that's just the fear in the market. People just want to be out of the market, which that's not a bad thing in my opinion. this is what happens in down markets, right? People get scared, they pull their money out, wait for a bottom, and try to buy it back in. All right. So your year-to-date gross premiums 48 million. That's as of today. All of this info is as of today. Year-to-date paid out is 40 million. Year-to-date loss is 30 million. So they're really only up 30 million. Or sorry, 10 million. Total dividends paid out is $15.23. Average dividends 30 cents. Average yield 36%, 36.64%. Win rate, this should be 72. 72%, and then overall win rate is 70%. All right, so let's go and look at XDTE. So this one, same thing. Last week our calls were worth 11 million net, and right now they're looking at negative 14 million. Market's been dropping. This one too has been dropping in outstanding shares. They used to have 9 million last week, and now has 8.6 million. Year-to-date gross premiums 19 million. Year-to-date paid out 15.4, so they still have some to pay out. Year-to-date losses almost caught up to the what they've paid out so far. Year-to-date win rate 64%. Total win rate 69%. Total dividends paid $12.36. Average dividend 25 cents. Average yield 26%. RDTE here. So these guys are just going more and more into the hole. It's just the rut has not been good since December. So, I sold out of RDTE. It's just been bleeding since December. We really need the Fed to start cutting rates for the Russell start moving back up. But I don't see that. I don't see that happening anytime soon. All right, so last week we were negative 22 million. This week we're negative 33 million. So not good. RDTE is on fire right now. Year-to-date gross premiums 11 million, 11.4. Year-to-date paid out 9.4 million. Year-to-date losses 3.4, so not many losses. As you can see by their win rate is 87%, 87.18%. Total win rate is 81.25%. Total dividends paid out so far $7.29. Average dividend is 29 cents. Average yield is 35.61%. All right, so 19 March, this is what we're expected. 28 cents on QDTE, 32 on XDTE, and 33 on RDTE. And then for March 26th, 24 on QDTE, 21 on XDTE, and 19 cents on RDTE. All right, so let's go into some quick charts here. So this is year-to-date total return. QDTE versus its competitors, and let's see who's winning. So QQQ, oops, let me move that back. So QQQ is their bottom. That's good. QDTE is actually second place right now. This doesn't have the yield maxes, only because I'm doing this from year to date and not from yield max. When I do the yield max video, then I'll show that. But for this one, it's just all the funds that have been out since this year, or have been out long enough to have a year to date. All right, so we're second place. So we're actually beating QQQY, which is actually great because they were whooping our our butt for a while, but we came up in this last week, so that's great. Let's go and take a look at XDTE here. So Jeppy has been doing really well. So for SPY, XDTE is just not doing that well. We're only beating SPY right now. Everybody else is beating XDTE. So, but Jeppy's up there, WDTE is up there, SPY, T-SPY is up there. T-SPY has been killing it. I'm really looking at that one lately. So, I might make the switch, but we'll see. All right, and then lastly, RDTE. So this one, we are second place, so not bad. But I mean, if you look at the difference right there, it's crazy. RDTE second place, negative 5.68%, but IWMY first place and only negative 1.54. Crazy, crazy. They're just collecting a ton of premium then. So really something to think about. Is switching to, at least on IWM or the Russell, switching to Defiance and Dow turns, and then RoundHill or some other fund in bull markets. So pretty interesting there. All right, so that's the charts. We are beating all of our indexes, which is good, but we are not the best out of our class, pretty much, of all the covered call funds. There are definitely better alternatives, but really this short time period is only year to date. So we'll see how these do in the future. All right, so let's run the recap again. 19 March, that's next week. 28 cents on QDTE, 32 cents on XDTE, 33 cents on RDTE. And then for 26 March, 24 cents on QDTE, 21 cents on XDTE, and 19 cents on RDTE. All right, that's all I had for you guys. Catch y'all in the next one.